Well, it's KickAss Kylie with our dream team and our live Q&A call. And we have Jeff Ross, who is my right-hand man, our tech king, and number 7 in our top 10 global recruiters this last week, which is so exciting.
Oh, the
And
top 5.
so proud of you, buddy. And so today is just a live Q&A. We're doing them twice a day. And right now we literally have 7 days remaining, our last week, the final countdown for our $1 promo. So to be able to join for $1, get 500 in travel credit, and literally check this thing out, which is pretty cool. So did anyone have any questions that you wanted to ask? Otherwise, we'll just keep chatting away amongst ourselves.
I've got a question. Is that okay?
I would love you to ask a question. Go for it.
Cool. So this is on behalf of one of my team members, and it's just around the whole refer for, pay no more.
Yeah.
So the first monthly fee, does that still come out after, or is it that if you get 4 underneath you right now, that's waived altogether?
That's a really great question. So basically, and I'm actually just going to bring up a little slide to explain that. So as the $1 membership, it doesn't count. It's not actually a membership. It's kind of just like a trial, a 30-day trial for $1, and you get $500. So if you introduce 4 people on this $1 promo, amazing. So yes, you've had 4, and once they've paid their first month fees, then your fees are waived. So what's going to happen is you're going to join for your $1. Even if you refer 4 people before the end of the month, you're still going to pay your first month fees unless, there is an unless. If you enroll 4 people who pay to join from the 1st of May when this promo finishes before your fees are due, then you won't have to pay your first month fees. But just join because they've actually paid to be a member. But the $1, you're not a member. You just, I mean, yes, you are, and you get all the member benefits, but it doesn't count until they've actually paid either their joining fee or their first month actual fee. So you'll pay your $1 to get in. 30 days from now, you'll pay your first month fees. And all the others that, so if you've referred 4, when they pay their first month fees after you, then the following month is free. Does that make sense? Does that clarify that?
No, that definitely clarifies that.
Awesome.
And so this $1 deal is really just a try before you buy scenario.
Yeah, because you can cancel within 30 days. You're not, I mean, as you know, there's no locking contracts anyway. You can upgrade, downgrade, cancel at any time. But yeah, it's kind of like a trial membership. And then it actually counts and kicks in for all of the bonuses as well, like our cycle bonuses, volume, all that kind of stuff inside of our comp plan. The $1 doesn't count, but once they pay those first month fees, then it's all legit and for real.
Awesome. Well, it's a really good idea to get in and have a look at, just see how insane the value is, right? So
yeah,
absolutely. Cool. Thanks for creating clarity around that for me.
You are most welcome. And Janisha, did you have any questions, hun? Feel free to unmute, or if you want to pop something in the chat, that's okay as well. So good to see you, lovely.
Can you hear us, Ganesha?
Yeah, I think it looks like she's typing. Cool. You're struggling with people. Okay, so let us know. So what is it that you're struggling with? And then we can give you the coaching to be able to support you. And also, Janisha, if you are able to unmute and share, that would be great because we can have a chat, but I'll feel free to keep typing if that's, if you prefer that. Also, I'd love to know, how are you approaching people? So are you doing Facebook posts? Are you doing direct messages? Are you calling them? Finding people I can put in. Okay, so Jeff is the king of cold prospecting, but we're not talking cold prospecting until next month, because I know, hand on heart, that you know at least 500 people. And the reason I know that is if we all pick up our phone and we open up the contacts of our phone, unless you actually bought a brand new phone yesterday, like I have got 1,994 contacts in my phone. And I know that I haven't reached out to all of those yet. Then if I go to my social media, and I'll just take my Facebook page, I think I've got like, I don't know, nearly 4,000 friends. I think there's about 5,000 people follow me. I haven't reached out to all of them yet. So the first thing that I would say, beautiful, and this is for everybody, whether you're here live or whether you're catching the replay, we all have this thing called our story inside of our head, and we need to switch that, because thoughts become things. Whatever we say is what we create, is what's going to manifest in our life. So if your story is, or your belief system is that I'm struggling with people, I'm struggling to find people to put in, that's what's going to show up for you. So what we need to do is we need to firstly switch our mindset to say, there are so many people out there looking to be able to save on travel and create a passive income. I just need to find them. And that's the truth, right? We would all agree with that. So with your peeps, Janisha, so Janice, oh my goodness, I've had no sleep and I can't even talk. Janisha, I love your name, by the way, says, I don't have 100 contacts, and the ones that I have are pretty set on no. And that's cool, because some will, some won't. So what? Somewhere 6 are waiting, wishing, hoping, and praying that someone like you is actually going to reach out to them. So with this $1 promo, because we've literally got 7 days, I do highly recommend still working through everybody that you know. And when someone says to me they're a no, I just say, hey, Jeff, totally cool. I appreciate it's not for you, but hey, who do you know that loves travel or who would love to create an extra passive income, who you think would absolutely love this deal? And I ask him to give me a couple of people. Now, most people go, actually, yeah, you gotta reach out to my friend Kerry. I reckon Kerry would freaking love this thing. And even if they only give you one contact, and ironically, this happened in the previous company before we changed ownership, one of the top income earners in the entire company, that's how he got his number. He was pitching his friend. His friend said, basically, go away. I don't want to talk to you about this thing. Like, get out of my hair. And so he said, look, I get that it's not for you. That's totally fine. I won't bug you again, but you know someone who's going to love this. Who's that person? And that person ended up in Asia, ended up building this huge team and made millions and millions and millions of dollars out of this thing. So it's knowing what to ask. It's making sure that we switch our mindset to I can, because whether you say you can or you can't, either way, you're right. And so that's really important. But then the other thing, and I'll flip across to Jeff on this one. And Jeff, I want you to keep it super, super, super simple, and literally like a 30-second, like just one thing that Janisha could do, not the whole gamut. So just for everybody watching this video, Jeff and I have been in business partnership. Well, we've known each other for 14 years. We met, we worked together at the National College of Business. I was the head coach, and Jeff was the head BDM, business development manager. So Jeff's job was to get people to fill the room, and my job was to coach them. So we've been a partnership for a long time. So 18 months ago, we went into partnership with our own coaching company, where again, I did all the coaching, but what Jeff did was all the tech. He's an online marketing tech nerd. He's the tech king, and he's incredible with Facebook ads and, cold prospecting and helping with the tech side of being able to build a business online. So together, what we did is we help people launch and scale their businesses using social media. So you are in amazing hands with Jeff. He absolutely knows the deal. But the problem with Jeff is he knows so much, and he's going to try and put all of his knowledge into your brain in 10 seconds. So we're going to keep it super, super, super simple to a non-techie person. What's one thing that they can do to be able to cold prospect if everyone on their list says no?
Cool. Whether you're friends or family, you still got to build rapport with them. And that was, look, Kanisha, I can relate to where you're at right now. I did the same thing, and I had a lot of people say no to me straight up as well. But I'm tenacious, and I'm like a dog on a bone. So you've got to just slow it down. Less information is more. Less information is better. As Kylie said, I get like an exciting puppy dog, and I just want a word vomit all over everybody. So just slow it down, bring it back to your heart, and just focus on heart-to-heart conversations and build rapport with them. And, just ask them, have a bit of chit-chat with them before you go and promote anything. and just have a conversation with them. And then when you've had your conversation and you know that you've got rapport built with them, just flip it and say, hey, do you love to travel? And when you've got that rapport with them, most people will say, yeah, I love to travel. And then you just go, hey, have you got any dreams? What's your bucket list destination? So you can start to really get them to dream about that. And then when they've got, you've got their interest, and then you can go, hey, would you like to save some money on travel? Or would you like to get paid to travel? I've just joined this awesome travel club, just stumbled across this awesome deal. Would you like more information? And see what I'm doing there. I'm not pushing anything onto anybody. I'm not, here's my video, check it out. Rah, rah, rah. I've been there, done that. Doesn't work. You're just going to scare people away. You've got to ask for invitations. You've got to invite them to check it out. And it's up to them to say yes, right? And I'll just leave you with this one quote. We can lead a horse to water, but we can't force them to drink. So, yeah, come back to heart conversations with people. Be a human.
Yeah, absolutely. And Janisha, I've just had a look on your page. So at the moment, you've got 1,500 friends on Facebook. So I would encourage you to reach out, and it's not about selling this. It's literally just reaching out to your friends and just saying something like, hey, how you doing? Like just starting a conversation. How are you today? Or I just saw your post on Facebook. Oh my gosh, I love da-da-da. Like, haven't seen you for ages. How are you? What have you got going on? And it's just starting a conversation and just being open to, what happens out the other side. So, and the last piece that I would leave you with, beautiful, is that the biggest mistake that people can make is trying to sell this versus being real, being raw, being vulnerable, being authentic. And so around that, rather than saying, hey, we've got this great travel club and it's $1 and you get 500 in credit, in 6 months you get a free cruise and you can make 10,000 a month, and oh my God, it's amazing, and you got to join. And they go, whoa, who even are you? Versus, hey, Chris, you know that, I'm in a job that I freaking hate, and I just would do anything to get out of that job, but I can't afford not to be in that job. And I would love to be able to travel more, but I can't because one, I've got to work, I haven't got time. And secondly, I can't afford it. But I've been introduced to this incredible concept. And, it looks like I can save a bucket load on travel and I can create a side income. And ultimately, I would love to be able to give up my job because, it's killing me. It's absolutely killing me. And hey, I thought about you because I know you're in business. I know you're really busy. I know you love to travel. Hey, would you be open to checking it out? And see, that's a very different approach because I'm being vulnerable, I'm being real, and I'm sharing my why I'm doing this. But I'm also making it relatable because I know Chris is in business and I know he's got no time and I know he loves to travel. So I'm making it my story relevant. So we're the bridge between you and the person that you're sharing this with. But it's not about selling. Yes, we want to be excited and we want to create urgency and all those good things, but not if that replaces being authentic and real and vulnerable. So Janisha, does that help you, beautiful? I know you're wandering around and listening and stuff, but yeah, let me know if that answered your question. And that's the key, guys. It's really important to share this. I had another lady yesterday we were speaking to, who's a travel agent, and she was sharing it with people, but she didn't have what we call posture. So when you're sharing it with your people, they've got to know that you're in, because they're not going to join a business because of you, not the deal, right? People follow people. And so if you're like, oh, I'm not sure about this thing, I'm just checking it out, what do you think? That's not leadership. Versus if someone talks to me about things, I'm like, I have shut down my coaching company. I have gone all in. This is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. You got to check it out. And that's posture. And it's not posture as in standing over someone and, being manipulative. It's from a place of love. This is freaking epic. This is the thing that I know is going to allow me to, get free financially and to be able to set my kids up. As a single mom, it's freaking hard. It's freaking hard to be able to pay all the bills and, try and be the mom and the dad. You're doing the role of two people and, you just can't do everything in a normal job. And so I had to find another way that I had time to be able to be present. And like, I'll be real with you guys right now. I'm probably going to cry. I've got to take my son to the hospital today because he's not well. And that's the truth. Now, if I had a traditional business or a job, I couldn't do that. Whereas with this, I can. And, it breaks my heart that his dad's not present in his life. So because of that, I need to be present, which means I have to look outside the box for something that allows me to have the time to be able to be a mum and to give him what he needs while he's going through his own health challenges and mental health challenges, but still provides the income that actually covers all the bills. Because otherwise, I'll be moving back in with my mum or my dad. And, I certainly don't want that. And I don't know any other way that's a better vehicle that frees us up to be able to give us the time and the income. And we get literally the most incredible supportive community where we all love and support each other. So Janisha, for you, hun, I'm sending you so much love. And I don't know if you are, if you believe in God or the universe, if you're spiritual or what your beliefs are. But what I know from my heart to yours is that every situation is sent for you as a blessing or a lesson. And so this circumstance that you find yourself in right now, that test has been given to you because you got to pass the test to have the testimony. You got to get through the struggle because then you become stronger to handle the success on the other side. And I was just talking to Kerry, my beautiful friend here, who's up with me at the moment. And I've been in this for 8 years. And in 8 years, I've seen a lot of things. I've made a lot of mistakes. I had for 3 months, my dad didn't talk to me because I was in a pyramid deal. My brother doesn't talk to me because, I'm in a pyramid deal. I've had friends say, mock me and say, have you made your millions of dollars yet?
What time did he get there?
There's lots of things, but I, over that time, have gotten stronger and more resilient and learned how to deal with this. So now that's why, I'm one of the top leaders in the whole company. So Janisha, for you, number one, trust in the process, allow us to support you. And, and I think Janisha, she's on your team, isn't she, Jeff? Are you working with Janisha as well? Or is it you, Chris? It's Chris. Okay.
It's Chris.
So Janisha, Chris has got one of the most strongest beliefs and mindset and posture I've ever seen in my life. And so he's an incredible person to work with. So Chris, just to give you some context before you jumped on, Janisha had just said that she's struggling to find people that get in, and that she's only got 100 contacts on her phone and they've all said no. So I've just looked at Janisha's social media page and I can see she's got over 1,500 friends. So Jeff has just helped give us some social media strategies. Obviously, I've come from the mindset and the heart, the vulnerability side of things. But is there anything else? Because obviously there's plenty of other people like Janisha who are in the same circumstances. Chris, is there anything that you can add, to support Janisha with that as well?
I think, and from a business point of view, and this is probably where I come from also, because I'm all about finance and building passive incomes. I've been doing it all my life in the traditional business, which is a lot different and a lot more at risk. This is a very beautiful, what would you call it, a platform to create that financial freedom and the wealth. Now, the thing that with most people is that there's a number of things you've got to get in line. Kylie just mentioned that the mindset, that's the first thing. The way technology's gone now, everything's got to be sliding across into social media. But the thing you've got to do as a person is just build a game plan or a business plan that's going to work for you. Now, you've got to be realistic about it. We're not going to be millionaires tomorrow. But at the same token, if you start today, you're one step closer to getting there. So don't put so much pressure on yourself and don't get too upset about that, because that also reflects on the way that you talk to people. So at the end of the day, unfortunately, you're going to be stuck in your little situation for a little while you get this thing off the ground. Spend every spare second that you have on it. The game plan to make it easier, and the best way to do things is in small sections. So whenever we build a business plan, it's done in different time slots. So what you try and do for your first week is this. What you try to do for your second month is that. What you try to do for third month is this. So keep it simple by just looking at what you got to do this week. Then look at it and go, this is what I've got to do next month. So you just keep marrying all these together, and at the end you get the result. Now, it doesn't matter if you get there in 6 days. It doesn't matter if you get there in 6 years. The fact is that you get there. So what I'd be doing is just sit down now and work out your strategy of how many and what you want to achieve. Now, you're saying that you're having a few problems getting in contact with people and doing it off your phone. Obviously, there's some other avenues with Jeff's talking about as well. But I think the biggest thing and the best thing to take away from it is that don't be too hard on yourself. And yeah, you're going to get a few knockbacks while you get going. And then all of a sudden the penny drops and it all comes together because you're talking about it frequently, and then you're starting to hear it and believe it, and it just comes out a lot more natural, a lot more chance of doing it. The other day I turned up and I bought a lawnmower. Yesterday I bought a lawnmower and I turned up all excited because of the travel. And I said, oh man, I got all these travel things coming up. I've got so many holidays already booked. And she goes, how are you doing all these holidays? And I said, oh, funny you should ask. And I just started that in a general conversation that I do every single day. So you really don't need your phone per se, because you do talk to people every single day, all day, every day. So if you're excited about the business and the holidays, and you don't need to talk about business, just talk about the holidays. And I've been on, like, the last 12 months, I've probably been on 9 holidays. So once you get into that mode and you start doing this, it just follows you, because everybody wants to know how come you get so many holidays, how come you're doing these holidays, and it'll grow from there. But as a business strategy, I think you just need to have a game plan of how much people you want to talk to each day, and go out, deliberately walk around and talk to people, because you'll be surprised how many people are actually open to listen to what you have to say. Now, if you don't come across as trying to flog something off in the street, you could be sitting at the bus stop with a lady and go, oh, how are you today? Good. Oh, I'm pretty excited. I'm going on a cruise in 6 months. Oh, well, that's nice. And then, oh, what sort of cruise are you doing? And then they'll just ask you questions. Once they start asking you questions, then you can then start to steer the conversation to, this is what I'm doing. Oh, would you be interested in having a look? I better show you. I better flick you something. What's your Facebook address, or what's your email address, or what's your phone number? And I'll just flick you some information. And sometimes that's the best way to start when you're just training too. And not only that, if you go out there and do thousands of them, it's like a guy busking. He's got to bus for like 3 or 4 months before he becomes a good singer. This is exactly the same. So go out there and burn as many people as you don't know practicing, because it doesn't matter. Because what will happen is, in yourself, you'll become more of a complex person that can just sell the product, because you are the product. And this is the best thing about the travel, is that you actually become the product. And so I hope that helps.
And that's exactly what's happened for me, right? I've just gone through the journey and been tenacious, not giving up, practice. And now I got 7th on the leaderboard last week. So, I've been in this for 18 months now, and I'm only just starting to have breakthrough in the last 6. So you've just got to hang in there, be tenacious, learn from your mistakes, and keep failing forward.
I love that, guys. So many great golden nuggets in there. And Janisha, one of our favorite sayings is, you don't have to be great to start, but you do have to start to be great. And like anything, there's such a learning curve. This is your apprenticeship. But the really great part about our business model is, even if you suck, guess what? You still get to go on a free cruise 6 months from now, and you're still going to have all this credit that you can then use towards saving on hotels. And a lot of people, they don't have the vision. They have to see it to believe it, and they're looking at you. So if you show up positive and inspiring, and as a leader, look at other people on social media, like look at my social media, and feel free to repurpose, copy and steal anything that I share, positive quotes, like whatever it is that you're into. So you're not just spamming people on your page, but you're actually adding value, and then people will start to follow you. And it may take a little bit of time. And, I love what Chris shared. When I used to feel like I had no leads, I used to go shopping, and my goal was I couldn't buy anything, but I had to add 5 people. I was a professional Facebook friend getter. I had to have 5 people on my Facebook before I was allowed to leave. And it started to become a game. How fast could I add 5 people to my Facebook page? So let's just say I walked into a dress shop, and, you get chatting, and, and obviously you don't share it if they're like rude, but if it's a really nice person who's really friendly, and of course they say, hey, can I help you? Oh, I'm just looking. And, and then they start having a conversation, and they go, oh my goodness, is this your business? Like, do you own this place? And 9 times out of 10, they go, no, really? Oh my goodness, your customer service is amazing. Like, I would love to have someone like you on my team. And they go, oh, and of course you've given them a compliment, you've given them recognition and acknowledgement, and all of a sudden you've made them feel like, oh, you'd like to have me on your team. And the first question they always ask is, what business do you have? I say, oh, I have an online travel business. Do you like to travel? Well, again, 9 times out of 10, they go, oh my goodness, I freaking love to travel. And then I say, listen, now's not the time because I know you're at work and I certainly wouldn't want to get you in trouble with your boss. Are you on Facebook? And again, 9 times out of 10, they say yes. Awesome. Why don't we connect on Facebook real quick? And then I'll send you some info. I've got to go now, but then we can circle back in a day or two and, you know, I can give you some information to digest and we can touch base. How does that sound? I have recruited so many people with that exact strategy. And it's really super simple. It's easy. It's fun. You don't have to do social media. You just got to connect. And that's the thing. It's about connecting with people. So it's connect. You want to compliment them, which is really important. And then you actually need to connect them to the information. So you've got to actually follow up, communicate, have that heart-to-heart centered conversation. But that's where we're here to support you. So if you've got someone that you're in a conversation with and you're not sure what to say, reach out to Chris or myself or Jeff or our team, and we can talk you through that. But also in our training in our Facebook group, and I'll make sure I send this to you in Messenger, we train you how to do your big announcement posts. And I've also got follow-up scripts in social media that you can literally just follow those scripts. And obviously you want to tweak it for the person, but we've got all those scripts there and what to say as well. So hopefully that's helped you, beautiful lady. And we will do a lot more training on all of the different methods and ways that you can recruit people, because like there are 1,000 different ways that you can share this with people. And the beautiful thing, it's your business, it's your life. You can do it your way. I've tried lots of ways, and I recruit in multiple ways, because I'm like, Chris, if I'm standing in line at, you know, a coffee shop, or when we went to Hawaii, like I think I added like 100 people to my Facebook page. Like it became a game. Like you go out for dinner, how many conversations, how many people can I add on Facebook? Like we'd be sitting, like we'd be at the airport waiting to check in. And like I'd have 10 new Facebook friends by the time we got from the end of the line to the check-in counter, you know, and these guys are just looking at me going, oh my God, like you're in. But it was fun. And I didn't even talk to them really about the business. It was just connecting. And then they follow me on Facebook, and then they reach out to me and go, oh my goodness, like what's this travel thing? Like it just sounds amazing. So, but again, it's taken me 8 years to get to that point. It didn't happen overnight. And don't be hard on yourself. You know, as Jeff said, it does take time. You are going to make mistakes. But hey, if you're really great with them, if you stay in a place of love and do this with integrity, then you're not going to burn people. They will still love you. They'll be watching you though, because they're looking to see if you quit. They're watching to see if you fail, because they don't think that you can do this. So you got to get that fire in your belly, and you got to prove them wrong and show them. And then eventually, like one of my best friends, you know, she mocked me. She gave me a hard time. Well, now she's one of our top builders. So, but it's you got to grow with this. All right. Well, I don't think that we have any other questions. So let's, Jeff, is there any final words, a 30-second wrap up that you'd like to share?
Just come back to your why. Like, why did you do this in the first place? And really figure out what are your goals and your dreams. And that's going to be your purpose, your driving factors, and really come back to that why. When times get tough, just come back to your why.
I love that. Thanks, Jeff. And Chris, any final words of wisdom?
I was told a long, long time ago, if you want to be successful, surround yourself with successful people. You're in the right spot, sweetheart. It's just a matter of doing the time, and it'll all fall in together for you, and you'll have a better, fresher, more fulfilling life, just because you've opened the doors to lots of things that the standard person doesn't get a chance to do. So that would be my big advice.
I love that. And success leaves clues. So if you want to be successful, basically copy and model what successful people do. So yeah, I love that. All right, guys. Well, it's 10:30, so that's our Q&A for today. Thank you for jumping on. We have another Q&A at 6 o'clock tonight, and then we're doing our live travel party. We're not talking business. We're only talking travel at 7 p.m. Queensland time tonight. So thanks for jumping on, and we'll see you soon. Mwah.